Okay, so I've been busy since I came back from the road trip because I had a lot of work. Both work before I left for this trip and while I was on the trip, some work came in that they had to be suspended until I come back. So I want to give you guys analyze the fuel consumption. So, of course, I didn't drive that's not the car I drove today. I'm talking about the 505 ST. So so let me analyze the fuel consumption so that you guys will know what really took place during the road trip. So of course, those who have watched the video already know. But what I will say for the start is the condition the car was before I took it for the trip. 2.0 liter engine we built. It has covered some, I think over like close to 2,000 kilometers before the trip. After the engine rebuilt. What else? Double barrel carburetor, which I put. Basically, I purchased it new, but it has covered. Since I mounted it, let's just say, I don't know. You could say maybe close to 4,000 kilometers now since I put it new, or less, who knows. Let's just average 3,000 kilometers covered also. 5-speed manual BS75. The rear differential is 9S37, which is 4.1 gear ratio. Power steering, AC. The added load on the vehicle is about, let's just say, approximately 150 kg. I can say between 100 to 150 kg. How I do these things, I'll look at like the oils, liquid I put in the vehicle. Like each of those containers, I have average idea of average weight each have, and the rest of the things. So that's why. So I know for a fact what I had in the vehicle, which I spread the entire floor of the car, inside the vehicle, inside the cabin, and then the boot. It's at least over 100 kg. So we are looking at approximately 150 kg. Likewise myself. And 505 weigh about, I think, especially with that 2.0 liter engine, maybe 1,200 kg also. Between 1,100 kg to 1,200 kg, that's the cap weight. Okay, so went for a drive. So I would say the myth that double barrel carburetor is a fuel guzzler is a lie. Take it from me, is a lie. I've experienced it before, like I said in my previous 504 GL. But sometimes after a long time, because the last time I used the car was what was that? 2000 and what? It was when it was in 504, 2004. I converted it to a 505, and basically stopped using it like 2007 or so. That was it. So after a long time, I'll be like, how exactly does it consume fuel? Because I know at that time I didn't notice difference like between the. In fact, it was even as if it was more fuel economical than when the engine has single barrel carburetor, the 2.0 in that GL at that time. But now, anybody that tells you that 2.0 liter engine with double barrel carburetor is a fuel guzzler is a liar. Cause tell him Lion King said that person is a pure liar. Guys, this car, what I did was mileage covered in this trip was 1,243 kilometers. Now this 1,253, let me start before. Okay, let me break it down. It was a misdriving in terms of the fuel consumption. It was not highways fuel consumption. There's no how, because it's as if more than half of the time I spent, I left 7:30 a.m. and let's say the first day I did the trip, 7:30 a.m. and I arrived close to 9 p.m. Half of the hours I spent on that road that same day, or even more than half of them, I was between gear 1 and gear 2. Between gear 1, I was not stationary. There was no place. They always say, okay, there was a time I was delayed at a checkpoint, police checkpoint, about 30 to 40 minutes. And I sorted myself out and continued. The rest, of course, traffic, but you are moving. There was no heavy traffic where it would be, stuck, no movement, no. Gear 1, gear 2. There was a particular road that was basically on gear 1 for more than 30 minutes or close to that amount, so that length. So that's why I would say it wasn't like I was constantly on speed. So the fuel consumption is expected to be perfect or wonderful. No. Yet, from Abuja to Lokoja, which is about, depending on where you're living from Abuja, you're looking about 200 kilometers. For me, from where I left from my place to that Lokoja inside the city, Lokoja city, approximately 200 kilometers. My car consumes 15 liters. This vehicle that everybody said double bike carburetor is a fuel guzzler, 200 kilometers. Given that from here, Abuja to Lokoja, the road is fair. It's not like that bad compared to from after Lokoja. From, I would say maybe Ajokuta, you pass Lokoja a little bit. I think it's even after Ajokuta. Let's just say after Lokoja, then you most of the time you'll just be driving on low speed gears. There are places you speed for like an hour, then you go back again to gear 1, gear 2, gear 1, gear 2, meaning that your maximum vehicle speed will be like 30 kilometers per hour, maximum, for 30 minutes, 1 hour. Meaning, you know how engine consumes fuel when you are constantly on gear 1 and gear 2. Yeah, this car consumes from here to Lokoja 15 liters, about 200 kilometers. Now, from Abuja again, let's do the full car. From Abuja to Enugu, which is approximately 400 and let's just say about 500 kilometers. I mentioned it in the video. I did the calculation in the video. I forgot it. Maybe I'll look at it again. From Abuja to Enugu, let's just say minimum of 440 kilometers or 500 kilometers maximum. The car consumes about 43 liters of fuel. Remember, 200 kilometers, almost like half of the journey was 15 liters. Now, but after Lokoja, that's where the road now became very bad. Then the fuel consumption now shoot up a little. That's why now, instead of doing another 15 liters, you now increase a little more than 20 liters. That's why I was able to do 40-something liters. How many of you guys that drive your modern cars, got your car with the AC, load, everything, but can be able to attain 40-something liters? Consider how bad that road is. That from here to Abuja to Enugu. Maybe those who have never tried that road, listen, may not understand what I'm saying. Until those who do will have idea. With the load, I'm talking about when I say 150 kg, you know what a bag of cement is? You know how bag of rice, that big one, that 50 kg, 3 of them, load it on a vehicle. You know what it means for the engine to carry that kind of load. And even where the road was clear, the smoother road, because the road, I've not driven it for over 3 years, so I was like, I can't speed without seeing where I was going. So I maintain almost an average of 100 kilometers per hour. Average. You understand what I mean, average? So don't say, oh, you're not speeding. How do you mean? Oh, yeah, no, this one. I said average. Put it wherever you want to put it. 40-something, I think it's about 43. I will still do like, not necessarily an article, just a small write-up on that. So you guys, when I do the calculation well, or at least give a little bit more accurate or close to accurate estimate, or what I covered and the kilometer and the fuel consumed. Now I said that I had one of my bank account. I said, you know what? I put 200,000 in that account. I said, this is what I will spend. I may eventually go beyond that, use up that 200,000 for fuel for the whole trip. But at least I know this my ATM card or debit card, I'm not going to touch it for any other thing, if not fuel for this trip. So it was from there I spent every fuel I put from the startup in Abuja till I got back. Now guys, checked. When I got back, I checked my alert. I can tell you how many times I put fuel on I top up fuel in that car the whole trip. But let's leave it at that. Maybe on that write-up I'll put it. What was remaining was 51,000. I think it was 51,000 naira, some 51,000 something. But guess what? 51,000 naira something was remaining. As I got to Abuja at that car wash where I did the last video, I look at my fuel gauge. My fuel gauge was showing I still have over about 35, between 30 to 30. If I let's just say approximately 35 liters remaining. 35 liters remaining in the car or in the fuel tank. So imagine, deduct that 35 liters from the 100 and let's just say 148,000 I spent on 1,243 kilometer trip, which was not highway. That's highway speed all through. Half of the journey was basically gear 1. Mostly gear 1, those half of those journey. So if you deduct at something, so you're not looking at approximately, maybe you could say what my car actually consumed in the entirety was about 110,000, or they'll just say 100,000 naira fuel. Now, how much did I buy a liter of each of the fuel? You know, from Abuja to wherever I went to, so the price is varied. I would say between 800 and 90 naira to 940 naira. There was no place I bought up to 1,000 naira per liter. It was I didn't really care much about how much. All I know, but I will look at the price, it won't be up to 1,000 naira. Fine, put. You know, once you are traveling, you won't really care anymore, because it's about having fuel. And make sure the tank is always more than half tank. Trust me, when you are in a road trip, do not ever make the mistake of, let me drive it till get to it. You may get the point, we'll be able to see you have to buy fuel again. So once you start getting close to half tank, that's the next time to top up. You know. So yeah, I've even lost my train of thought. But the most important thing is, deduct that, so out of 900, let's say average of 800. Let's cap it at average of 900 naira per liter. But I know I bought some 8 something, some 940. Maximum was 940 naira a liter, I think so. So in other words, even though what I spent was 1,140, because what was remaining in my account, in that account was 51,000 something. So you could say 100. I spent 148,000. Let's just say 148,000 or so. And then fuel that was remaining was over 30 liters. So if you deduct that 30 liters, I don't know, call it 20-something thousand naira fuel. So how much did I actually spend? Maybe 110,000, 115,000 naira for 1,200 something kilometers. AC, power steering, 2.0 liter engine, car fully loaded, double barrel carburetor. I know modern cars can do better than that. I'm not joking, but I'm telling you, for those who would come and tell me double barrel carburetor is for a guzzler, you are, let me not curse you, because I know you people have deceived a lot of people. You messed up a lot of people's ride because of your stupid claim. People who have no issue with their cars ended up removing their double barrel carburetor because of this kind of condemnation. People who have no proof of the evidence on how double barrel carburetor actually consume more fuel or consume too much fuel. You know, this is why I've been using it inside the city. I haven't actually done a journey with the car or drive on expressway for a long time. So I was like, okay, city drive, can't really say much. But here it is. You know, I always tell you people, if you want to enjoy your 504 double barrel carburetor, fuel economy, don't go above 100 kilometers per hour. Don't go above 100. You will be surprised. Of course, it doesn't mean you cannot go, but what I'm saying is, if you can be able to maintain 90 to 100, you will be marvel. I was telling people, the older model double barrel carburetor on 505 early phase 1, you can get 40 miles per gallon UK. Gallon, you can. But this my own, this is a newer version of double barrel carburetor, even did much better. Remember my own is has some because it's not a genuine double barrel carburetor. Had it been mine is the genuine one, it would have done much better. Because I always tell you guys, when I press my own to almost to the floor, it brings out a little bit black smoke. Imagine that I have the genuine one that doesn't even bring out black smoke at all. Imagine how probably I wouldn't have even spent up to, maybe I would spend only 70,000 Naira on fuel. Maybe because from here to Enugu, maybe about 28 or 25 liter. No, see, you see 504, 505, guys, go for 2.0 liter engine. Go for 2.0. You want see on expressway. That's where you understand the oh man. No, that car really impressed me. Why did it consume that much less? Because once you're on gear 5, all I was doing, I would just press, I would just touch my leg on the throttle pedal, just a little. The car would just be 100 kilometers per hour. Just a little touch on the pedal. I wouldn't even press it down. Just a small touch. The RPM will be less than 3,000. This one will be 100. In fact, sometimes the RPM will stay about 2,600 kilometers. No, 2,300 2,600 RPM, and it will be 100. Maybe sometimes it will exceed and start heading towards 120. It will just go to 3,000 RPM. Maybe get to 3,100 RPM. Just a little at 120. Then when I remember, oh, I left it, it will come back to 100. Because like I said, once I don't know that, road I don't know very well, even if the weather is very clear, I don't want to speed that much. Because you don't know what you will see. You know, in the very, I don't like, there are people that take that risk, I don't risk it. So that is why I want to do this video. It's a myth and it's a lie. Anybody that tells you double barrel carburetor in Peugeot 504 or 505 2.0 liter engine, best line, GL, ST, SL, name it, all those models, call the person a liar. Just because your own, let's assume your own gave you issues, doesn't necessarily mean it's a fact that they consume fuel. Go and fix yours or get another good one and stop complaining and discouraging people or, you know, deceiving people or misleading people with wrong information. No, the barrel carburetor is the best. Unfortunately for single barrel carburetor, guys, I would say 1.8 liter, guys. Yeah, so most of you guys, your engine is meant to run with single, and there's nothing wrong with single barrel carburetor. That's why I say I have no problem with it. It's just that it's not meant for this 2.0 liter engine. That's my point. That's why you can't really, no matter what you do, you can't get the best out of the engine. Because the double barrel on highway, when you're on high speed, then you barely need to accelerate. That's why when it becomes fuel, unlike the single barrel carburetor, you are meant to accelerate harder to be able to gain that kind of speed. The double barrel will be, because the double barrel, they think because, oh, the other one needs to open for the car to gain power. Not necessarily. So that is why I wanted to share with you guys. I said when I have time, I'll do a video. I'll still do a write-up so that people understand. So I'm happy that are proving a lot of people wrong. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.